I came to Romania because I didn't really know much about Romania at all. The only things I did know is where it was on the map, and they speak Romanian and not English, which I thought might be a little bit scary, but actually it's been quite good. Everyone's been really helpful so far. But the main reason I came to Romania is obviously to find out how they treat their dogs, how they solve their street dog breeding issue, and really what kind of action they're taking to stop it happening. Obviously, you know, everyone has a different way of bringing up a dog, and I just wanted to find out a little bit about the culture, about how dogs fitted into their society, and really how different they are to the UK, because in the UK we tend to baby our pets, and we don't really always put them first. So I wanted to find out sort of how they treated their dogs in this country, and obviously, you know, I hope to learn some stuff while I'm here as well. So I've come to the shelter, and when I first got here I just thought, wow, there's loads of dogs, they're everywhere, which I know I was going to expect, but it's always overwhelming when you just see how many dogs there are. I mean, this is the smaller of the two shelters, so, you know, I can imagine the big shelter is probably, you know, dogs absolutely everywhere. It's a very much homely feeling here. It just feels like you're in your back garden when the dogs are out, which I think is really lovely. They're all really relaxed, they come out, they play with each other, they interact, they get to be dogs rather than just stuck in a kennel barking at each other. Obviously something's going on exciting, so they've all got to see what it is. But I think the main thing I've been impressed with while I've been here is really just how the dogs are able to interact with each other. Nothing's sort of artificial, it's all completely natural. You know, if they want to dig, they can dig. If they want to swim, they can swim. If they want to play, they can. If they want to go up the hill, they can. You know, they're not restricted in any way, which I think is really important. You know, kennel life for any dog in any country is really, really stressful. So to keep that to a minimum is so important. The fact that they're out of their kennel for the most of the day, if to be honest for all of the day, I think is fantastic, and I think that's something that I will be recommending when I get home to smaller kennels that are able to do that. I think that's a really good idea, having them out all day, and then by the time they go in at night they're all quiet because they've been out playing and doing and whatever all day. So I think that's really important. I think unfortunately in the UK the dogs are stuck in the kennel sort of 23 hours a day, you know, and it's really stressful for them. Yeah, so when you get here you will see there are 3 separate areas for sort of 3 kennel blocks, all with dogs in. 2 of the kennel blocks have runs specially for them, and the dogs are taken out of their kennels through a little tunnel and into their runs, so it's nice and safe and quick for them and whoever's working with them. Each of the runs has, you know, holes and shelter and trees, so it's all natural, which is really good, and they get to explore their environment. They can see the other dogs going by and interact through the fence if they wish to, and it's really important that they do get to do that. They've got all natural shrubbery around it, so they get to have a dig and have a look and smell and touch and see. There's kennels out in the free run area, so if they want to go and hide away into a kennel and have some quiet time, they can do that. If they don't and they want to interact with the other dogs and play and get a good, you know, speed up and run, they can do that as well. So I think, to be honest, it's a good area. There's got some good stuff going on here. Like I said, if they want to swim they can, if they want to dig they can. There's not really a lot they're restricted to, which I think is fantastic. Every kennel, I don't know if you can see inside there, but every kennel it has, the dog has, sorry, has sort of an indoor and an outdoor bit, but within the building. So if they want to go to the back and hide and be quiet, then they can do, and if they want to come out and say hello, then they can do that as well. So as you can see there, they've got a little cubby hole, and they can go in there and hide if they want to. Which again is really important for safety. The dog has to feel safe when they're in an environment they can't control, so that's really important that they've got that area. They can go in, they can hide away if they want to, get comfortable, get safe, and when they're ready to come out they can do that as well, and that's really important. It's not just one big open space. Obviously you don't need an outside run in these kennels because they come outside all day, so that's not necessary in this case. Also, what's really good here as well is just the fact that they're out and they get to smell things that are going on in the background. Just across the way here you've got horses and chickens and stuff, and they get to smell those smells as well, which is another natural sort of way for them to interact with their environment, so that's quite important too. At the moment, Florrie is working here, and she looks after all the dogs. She feeds them, she cleans them out, she puts them out, she grooms them, cuts their nails, makes sure they're in good health. She has a lot to do, but she does it really well. You know, there's been dogs here that, you know, have come in and they've been really matted, and she's spent time and she's groomed them through, and they've looked absolutely fantastic at the end. You know, it is a lot for one person to do, I have to be honest, but she seems to manage it, so good on her. You know, you can obviously see she cares for the dogs. You know, you can't fake that passion, so that's really why the dogs come along so well, so quickly, to be honest. When I first got here, a lot of the dogs were quite wary of me, and they'd be running up to Florrie and just, oh, I love you, and just absolutely relaxed and comfortable around her. You know, if she was doing anything she shouldn't be, you wouldn't get that reaction. Dogs don't lie, so you can obviously tell that she really does love the dogs. She looks after them to the best she can, and it's really, it's evident in their temperament. There aren't any dogs here that I would say are aggressive. There aren't any dogs here that I would say, you know, have gone backwards rather than forwards, and that's only going to be because, you know, she's taken time to actually work with the dog, and that's really important. You know, I think now probably day 3 has been, you know, quite it's quite emotional for me today, because Donnie, when I first got here, he was like, who are you? And today he played with me, and I was really touched, so I'm quite happy about that. So I think me and Donnie are getting on quite nicely now. He didn't play with me like that, but thankfully, but he did play with me, and I was really happy about that, so that's good. But there aren't any dogs here now actually that are wary of me anymore, to be honest. They've all kind of got used to me, and today I started clipping nails and things like that.